Did you know Super Smash Bros. Didn't start out as a fighting game? According to series director Masahiro Sakurai, Smash was originally based on the traditional Japanese children's game Ohajiki, where points are scored by flicking marbles between other marbles. But over the course of the game's development, the original concept faded away as more and more fighting elements were introduced, like when Sakurai added the ability to knock opponents off screen, an idea he envisioned for Kirby's Dream Land but never implemented. The first working prototype of Smash Bros. Was called Ryuo Fighting Game, named after the city of Ryuo where the developers were based. Some fans claim Smash Bros.' original title was Dragon King the Fighting Game, but that's actually not quite correct. Dragon King is just a direct translation of the city's name, Ryuo. Calling it Dragon King the Fighting Game is like claiming a game called Los Angeles the Fighting Game is actually titled The Angels the Fighting Game, as Los Angeles means the angels in Spanish. Interestingly, Sakurai used his own personal camera to snap photos of the city for stage backgrounds in the prototype. These were mostly skylines, but he also snapped a close-up of a woman's crossed legs, which, just like the cityscapes, was used in the prototype. After 2 years in development, Smash 64 launched to critical acclaim and sold more than 1 million copies in Japan, so Nintendo laid out plans to export it overseas, eventually localizing the game into English, French, German, and Chinese. But during the localization process, some of the voice acting was cut from the original Japanese version, like Fox saying "mission complete" after obtaining a victory. One of the biggest differences were the Pokémon, whose cries got switched out with audio from local anime dubs. The Chinese localization was the strangest, with a mix of Japanese and English used for half the summonable Pokémon, while the other half got brand new cries, like Coughing, who yells Waza, and Venusaur yelling Zhongzi, which means seed. Most of the other Pokémon just made unintelligible sounds, because the Chinese anime didn't get proper cries until several years later.
Come on!
This is the same reason Jigglypuff never says her Chinese name. Instead, she switches back and forth between English and Japanese, making Chinese Jigglypuff the only bilingual Pokémon in the whole series. Except for the Chinese version, every region's localization of Smash 64 was comprised of totally unique character specifications. There's a secret technique known as momentum sliding that only exists in the original Japanese version. The maneuver is technically a glitch, which allows some fighters to slide backwards long distances, giving them a tactical advantage just like Melee and Ultimate's Wave Dash. When Smash Bros. Was updated from the Japanese to the American version, over 100 alterations were made to the character's stats for balancing purposes. For example, in America, Mario and Luigi are bigger, Kirby's smaller, and Link's sword is shorter. Captain Falcon runs faster, Samus's up smash is stronger, and Fox's blaster deals more damage. About 20 more technical tweaks were made in Australia, like Pikachu's thunder becoming more powerful, and Jigglypuff's rest getting nerfed with a much smaller hitbox. Fewer tweaks were deemed necessary by the time Europe's localization was finally complete, so it was nearly identical to the Australian version except for a few changes made to Link, like making him heavier and upgrading his forward smash with more damage potential. Melee received some technical tweaks internationally as well, but only a few dozen, and later Smash games didn't contain any tweaking around the world as they would have made online play virtually impossible. After the success of Smash 64, Sakurai asked Japanese fans who they'd most like to see added to the roster in a hypothetical Smash Bros. 2. When he tallied up the results, Bowser, Ganondorf, Falco, and Mewtwo were the most requested characters from their respective franchises, so they all found their way into Super Smash Bros. Melee. Interestingly, Slippy and Chocobos beat out Wolf and Sonic in their categories. Despite their victories, they were never added to the roster even to this day, even after Wolf and Sonic made their way into Brawl. Out of all 64 characters in Sakurai's poll, only 6 have yet to appear in the Smash series, either as fighters or smaller roles like spirits or assist trophies. Those 6 characters are Doraemon, Crash Bandicoot, Fire Emblem's Ogma, James Bond and Alec Trevelyan from 007, and the Blast Corps. In case you don't remember the Blast Corps, they were the heroes of an N64 game by the same name, who were forced to destroy everything in the path of a runaway nuclear missile carrier, or else it would explode. Blast Corps was developed by Rare, and was fairly popular back in the 90s, but never got got a sequel, leaving it to slowly fade from gamers' collective memory over the decades. However, internal data suggests the Blast Corps were actually planned to make their Smash series debut in Ultimate as Spirits, but for unknown reasons, they ended up getting cut before the game was finished. This may have been due to their IP belonging to Rare, and by extension Microsoft rather than Nintendo. Doraemon was probably rejected for not being a video game character, but if history's any guide, Crash and Smash will probably happen sooner or later, especially now that almost a dozen Crash games have spun their way onto various Nintendo consoles. Ogma is probably one of the more surprising exclusions, since he hails from Fire Emblem, a series many fans say is overrepresented in Smash. Despite placing on Sakurai's Smash 2 poll, Ogma's never made an appearance in any Smash game. As for James Bond and Alec Trevelyan, Sakurai has indicated 007 characters will probably never join the roster due to licensing concerns. However, GoldenEye's proximity mine did make it into Smash 64, although its name was changed to the motion sensor bomb in most localizations outside Japan. And another item from GoldenEye almost made it into Melee. Unused images and sound effects for timed mines can be found in Melee's internal data, and presumably would have functioned just like they did in GoldenEye, latching onto a surface then exploding a few seconds later. But that's not the only secret hidden in Melee's internal data. There's also unused menu text indicating several scrapped game modes, which were uncovered by DidYouKnowGaming's own PushDustIn. One mode would have granted access to the Smash Bros. Dojo, providing players with tips and tricks on how to improve their skills and learn new techniques. Another mode was Trophy Battles, with text telling players they could exchange trophies with a friend. Unfortunately, the game's unused text doesn't explain how exactly Trophy Battles would have worked, but hopefully someday a new discovery, leak, or developer interview will paint the full picture. While Melee was in development, Sakurai planned for every Nintendo franchise represented in the roster to receive 2 stages each, what he described as one front stage and one backstage. The front stages were more straightforward and geared towards competitive play, while the back stages were more fun and gimmicky. For example, Peach's Castle was the Mario series' front stage, while Rainbow Cruise was the series' backstage. All the stages in the upper row are the front stages, while the stages beneath them are the back stages. But Sakurai's original vision didn't turn out quite like he'd planned. Melee only ended up with one Ice Climber stage as the second got scrapped late in development. Sakurai never provided a description of the lost level, and neither has game data or leaks for that matter, but presumably it was the front stage that got cut, since Icicle Mountain is somewhat gimmicky. Melee also didn't feature any Fire Emblem stages, because the only stage that had any work put into it ended up getting cut too. The Smash series stage count has exploded from just 29 in Melee to over 100 stages in Ultimate, but there's still one character who's never gotten a stage of his own: Rob the robot. Every Smash game has featured content from other IPs long before said IP's content appeared in their own games. Just to name a few examples, the Falcon Punch was invented for Smash 64, but wasn't part of F-Zero canon until the F-Zero anime. In the final episode, Captain Falcon unleashes a massive Falcon Punch on series villain Black Shadow. Roy appeared in Smash Bros. Melee before he was ever seen in a Fire Emblem game. Armored mechs known as Geckos made their worldwide debut on Shadow Moses Island in Smash Bros. Brawl, almost half a year before they made their first appearance in a Metal Gear game. Smash for 3DS featured English music from Fire Emblem Fates before its release in 2015, and Smash for Wii U featured the Woolly World stage a full 7 months before the release of Yoshi's Woolly World. And in Smash Ultimate, fans got to use the Poltergust G100, the Slam, and Suction Shot from Luigi's Mansion 3, even though Luigi's Mansion 3 didn't release until the following year. In fact, all this content was first seen in Simon's reveal trailer, over a month before Nintendo announced Luigi's Mansion 3 was even in development. Goku's been at the top of fans' wish lists ever since non-Nintendo characters like Sonic and Snake were added to the roster in Brawl, but in 2019, Sakurai shut down the possibility once and for all, telling fans he's heard them begging for Goku, but Smash only has room for video game characters. Even if they've appeared in their own games, anime characters like Goku and Doraemon are never gonna make the cut as long as he's in charge. So Dragon Ball fans might have to wait for Sakurai's retirement to see Goku rain down Kamehamehas on Kirby and Pikachu. But for now, they can at least take some comfort in hearing his voice. Goku's voice actor Sean Schemmel's been playing Lucario in Smash ever since Smash 4. But this isn't the only crossover. In total, there's more than 50 actors whose voices connect Smash Bros. To Dragon Ball. The full list is too long to cover, but in addition to Goku, some highlights include Gohan, who voices Ryu in Ultimate. Piccolo also plays Roy. Vegeta plays Captain Falcon, and Cell plays both Knuckles and Guile. Some of Smash Ultimate's alternate costumes represent Pokémon forms that are now completely unobtainable in the latest generations. One of Pichu's alts is Spiky-Eared Pichu, a time-traveling event Pokémon who can only be caught in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and can't be traded or transferred, meaning Spiky-Eared Pichu is stuck forever in Generation 4, except for in Smash Ultimate. But electric mice aren't the only lost Pokémon who've taken refuge in the Smash series. About 20 Pokémon had unique shiny colors that were retired after Gen 2, like Charizard, who was originally purple and green, but was changed to black and red in all future generations. Charizard's modern shiny can't be found in Smash Ultimate, but its retired shiny was included as an alternate costume. The same can be said for Mewtwo. You can't play as its modern shiny, but you can play with its original shiny colors from Gen 2. In fact, Smash Ultimate is the only game released in the past 20 years where these retired shiny Pokémon still exist. There's also an entire hour of Super Smash Bros. Facts on the screen right now, or if you'd prefer, there's an hour of GameCube facts on screen too. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more trivia.